Levi here, the Outdoor Cowboy, and welcome back to the Outdoor Cowboy YouTube channel. Today, we're going to be taking these barrels and turning them into a wood-burning stove to put into an off-grid survival cabin. So saddle up for the ride. I've had these barrels just sitting behind the shed for probably a couple years, so I thought it'd be cool to do something with them. And I've seen it done before where these get turned into a wood-burning stove. I thought that'd be a really cool idea for an off-grid survival cabin that I'm building. It's just nice that they're lightweight and they should produce a lot of heat and keep us warm when we stay there. The plan is that this one will be the base, so we'll cut the top off, well I guess the bottom off, and then cut a flap out for us to put the wood in. And then that one we'll cut in half and it'll get wound tighter to be the chimney. So we'll get cutting. Make sure to wear your safety protection. I was wondering why I was getting a little warm and I was burning through my glove. When we get that chimney all made, we can size it up here and we'll drill the hole in top, but other than that, pretty sweet. At some point in the future, it could be cool to somehow make a slider that could kind of adjust how much heat is let in and out. But for now, we'll just get this done and see how it works, and that can be a future project. Well, I was hoping we'd have enough cutting wheels, but I think we're gonna run to the store and go grab a couple more, and then we'll be back to finish her up. We got both ends cut off. Now we're going to cut it down the middle. Then we'll do the same thing on the other side, so we have two pieces, and then we'll coil them tighter. Okay, got all our pieces cut. Now we're going to try to ratchet these closed. Then I've got some clamps we'll clamp around them, and then we'll paint it, get her started in the chimney. Alright, we got one chimney section pretty well clamped down. Mountain Dew's a little bit and trim it on the insides, just a hair, but other than that, looking pretty good. Now I'm gonna run in, go grab some dinner. We'll pick this up a little bit later. I've got some of this high heat paint that I will eventually spray the whole thing with after we burn all the paint off here in a little bit, but I'm just going to use it to kind of as a stencil for where to cut for the chimney. So pretty much what I've done here is I painted this to figure out where the circle is going to be and then cut it up into a bunch of little pizza slices. And now I'm going to bend these guys up all the way around, basically so that they're vertical, and then the chimney will fit over it, and then we'll put a little strap around it to tighten it to the flaps, and it should be stable. Okay, we got all those cut and bent up like that. Now we'll throw that chimney on, and then we'll get this one finished up and stick it on top. And then my plan is just to burn the paint off. So we're gonna go stick it in the fire pit and just get it as hot as we can and let it burn for a little while. Well, just in time for sunset, she is done. So we got this cut with the space to put the wood, and then that first piece on there and the second piece on. So we're gonna take it down to the fire pit and light a fire in it, try to burn the paint off, and then we'll get that final clamp on to hold the second piece on. But looks pretty sweet. I'm surprised how sturdy it is, and I'm excited to see what we can do. Okay, we got her all placed in here in the fire pit. This is just the safest place. It's got a nice fire ring and sand all around it, so I figured it would be a good place so I don't have to babysit it the whole time at least. But got the chimney on, got our extra clamp on there, and then I took off these two bricks right here just so I can shove wood in there. So I'm gonna chop up some wood and then we'll get this fire blazing. All right, got a bunch of wood collected. Thought I was gonna have to chop more, but I found a lot of good pieces, so we'll get her going, and if I have to chop more later, we'll chop some. I could just use a lighter or a match to start the fire, but I want to do something a little more fun. So these are some fire starters I made, just some cotton balls and some petroleum jelly, or some Vaseline. As well as I'm gonna be using my ferro rod, which I love this thing. I take it with me on all my camping trips. It's never done me wrong. This one's cool. It has wood on the handle that you can scrape off kind of as like kindling if you need some dry wood. And then the ferro rod itself is a mix of some precious metals. One of them is magnesium, which is really cool. It burns 4 to 6 times hotter than just wood that's on fire. So wood that's on fire is around 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. And these can burn, or magnesium can burn 4,000 to 6,000 degrees. So it doesn't burn for super long, just a couple minutes, but it's great for if you have wet wood or not a lot of kindling to start your fire. Something like this can be a lifesaver. And then also just got some tumbleweeds because they burn super quick, so just to get our fire started. And then I've just packed this thing really good with wood to just get it hot and make it burn for a while. We'll probably just let it burn tonight as much as we can, and then in the morning we'll be able to paint it with the paint and it'll be all done. There's a lot of gray smoke. You can see all the paint burning off. I think it's safe to say we built a hot fire. We got a jet burner coming out the top, so that's good though. You can see it starting to turn brown, which is exactly what we want. You can see all the paint that's burning off now. Kind of flaking off. It's looking really good. Still got a jet burner, but it's great. It's putting off a ton of heat and our paint is burning off really good, especially back here. So shouldn't take too long. It's looking awesome. Alrighty, it is the next morning. Last night we let it burn really good, had a hot fire going, and did a good job removing all the paint. So before I paint it, I'll probably just go over everything with a quick wire brush to just get the paint off, but we should be about ready to go. Before we paint it real quick, I just want to try a couple things. The chimney's honestly pretty sturdy, but last night it kind of got a little windy while I was out there and it just wobbled a little bit just because the top of the barrel is not super strong. So I think I'm going to try to make some wire anchors just with some wire I have and some little screws. I also thought about using the piece that I cut out as a door and making different stages so it can cover it if you want and limit the heat that comes out. So I'm going to try that, see if it works. If it doesn't, then that's all right. We got our little door right here made. I'll show how it works in a little bit, just how you can hang it on different levels. I think it's pretty sweet. It was just a good use of the scrap metal. We'll see how much I actually use it, but yeah, pretty cool. So this is on the top level. I just put some screws in here and then drilled holes in this so it can go there, or it can hang on the next level, or the next level, starting to cover it up. And I just did that as the last level. It's not a perfect fit, but it should help to reduce some heat if we're feeling a little too warm. Because I definitely won't just use this thing in the winter. It's also nice that this becomes a cooktop, this area. I'll clean it really well, and you could definitely grill things on there. It got really hot last night when we were firing it up. So now we're gonna try to make some anchors. Obviously it won't be windy in my shelter, but I just thought it'd be a good idea to have that just for a little bit of safety anyways, and it won't like affect the size or anything of it. So okay, we're all finished up. I just made a couple of little anchors just with screws and just some wire, so just to keep the chimney a little more sturdy. So we will move it over to the rocks and give it a little wire brush, and then we'll be painting and we'll be all done. Okay, I hit her with a wire brush just to clean up any spots and kind of rough it up so the paint will stick. Since I wasn't really planning on using this, I didn't put it through the fire and burn all the paint off. So I'll throw it into a fire today and then spray paint it later. So we'll throw this on once it's done. For our paint though, we got some high heat paint that's made for like grills and smokers and stuff like that. So hopefully it'll work for us and make it look really good. One can down. Is this red on my shirt rust or blood? The world may never know. Can number 2 down. Alrighty, just like that, we got a wood burning stove made out of 2 55-gallon drums. I think it looks pretty great. We used about 2.5 cans of paint. I think 2 ended up on there and the other half is probably in my lungs, but it's not a big deal. The black paint turned out pretty good. The paint is far from perfect, but so am I, so it fits well. Well, I think all in all, turned out super good. I'm really happy with it, excited to see how it works. So stay tuned for a soon upcoming video where we build a survival cabin out in the woods and we put this wood burning stove in it. If you like this video, make sure to check out the Outdoor Cowboy YouTube channel. We've got new videos every week, survival adventures, camping projects, tool restorations, and a whole bunch more. Hit that like button, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.